12 now on ESPN Plus. And on this Tuesday night in the Little Apple, a terrific matchup as the 9th-ranked Baylor Bears come to town to take on the K-State Wildcats. Baylor right now in first place, early in the Big 12 race, right now tied with Texas Tech, each at 3-0, and K-State one of 4 teams a game behind with a 2-1 start. Great to have you with us on this Tuesday, along with Chris Patola. I'm Mark Neely. Chris, Baylor has been the most efficient offense in the Big 12 so far this season. How have they been so efficient?
Well, it starts with the number of ball handlers they have, the number of guys who can attack the paint and break down the defense. And then they space shooters around that. They've got rim runners, lob catchers, and shooters on that perimeter. They shoot that high percentage. They're really unselfish, and it's really been the strength of their team this year. Now, they're playing against a really good Kansas State defense, a defense that's going to get after the basketball. They're going to deny. They're long. They're athletic. They have shot blockers. The defense has really been the strength of Kansas State this year. You see what they've done in the last 7 games. Nice little matchup of offense and defense here today.
Well, the air temperature outside the last couple days has been below 0. It actually got above 0 today, though. Today was supposed to be the first day of school back in session here at K-State, but they had to cancel school because it was too cold. But the students are out in force. And Baylor, a team that has actually been in town here in Manhattan since Sunday, raring to go, as are we. Begin game number 4 of the Big 12, rolling from Manhattan. We already got some organization problems going on here. We haven't even thrown the ball in there yet. Behave, everybody. Let's start this one. And it's Baylor. They're in the green uniforms tonight. That is the first possession. Walter floater on the run from 12. Going to roll out of bounds off of K-State.
There's a lot of movement with Baylor's offense, but it ultimately boils down to a ball screen at the end of it. Kansas State going to be really aggressive. They're going to send 2 guys off of that ball screen. Good to get rid of the ball quickly off of that.
Spin back to Nunn. James Nunn, the transfer from VCU, with 6 on the shot clock. Trying to find Misi, a hand deflects that. Here comes K-State, and Carter, he falls down and travels in the process. Baylor ball.
Again, aggressive off of the ball screen. James Nunn, you've got to expect that. Looks soft, trying to play out of there. And that's what feeds Kansas State. They are best offensively in transition. Now, they have dealt with turnovers. It's been a real problem at 18 in that loss on the road at Texas Tech the other day.
K-State let one slip away. Got outscored 11-2 to close that game. They're on the offside. Trying to pick it out of the air. Is Walter for the game's first bucket.
He has not shot it well in their last 3 games. Only 4 of 16. A big part of that teams are flying at him. They're staying attached because of his reputation as a shooter. He's done a nice job driving the ball of late.
Well, his last 3 games, of course, have been all conference games. Carter 3 in and out. Rebounded off the floor by Dennis. Caleb Bridges. Into the court, Dennis back for Bridges. Quick pass, good ball movement. Throw it on the drive, and then loses it out of bounds. Well, Scott Drew was the national title a few years ago. And the Scott Drew coaching tree continues to get bigger, but he's going to face Jerome Tang, his former assistant, for the 3rd time. Tang and K-State won both meetings last year.
Not only does it continue to get bigger, they continue to win guys who have worked for Scott Drew.
Perry 3. Off the heel. Kaluma trying to take that away from Walter, but Jacoby wins that battle. Dennis, one on a pass, quick catch and shoot. Walter, 3 is short. And it's Paluma that yanks down the board this time for the Cats.
That's a good contest. You have got to fly at Jacoby Walter. Baylor's so good at looking opposite. They are very good at skipping it across court.
And another travel, and that's 2 turnovers for K-State, both on the walkers. Jerome Tang got the championship ring with Baylor as an assistant, and then came here last year, and of course, National Coach of the Year. Dennis from the free throw line. It bounces off for the first rebound of the game for Will McNair. McNair on the roll. Can't get the flush, but he is fouled getting to the rim.
What a find by Tyler Perry. Tight little window. He's got to fit that thing through. Drop coverage, and you just find that little sliver, and that's how you attack the rim. Nice job by Will McNair going after the freshman Eve Misi, who has been in foul trouble in Baylor's last 2 games.
Here is 63% foul shooter. Short with the second. An air ball that goes out of bounds. So missed them both. It stays a 2-0 game.
2 turnovers and then 2 missed free throws. I mean, these are opportunities against this Baylor offense you cannot afford to give up.
Baylor off to a 1-for-5 shooting start, but do have the game's only made field goal, that coming from Walter. There's none on the drive, runs into a crowd, hands off. And Eve Misi with the aggressive flush.
Baylor runs that burn action, that weave stuff to shift the defense early, and then again, it boils down to a ball screen. And those 2 bigs up front for Baylor, it is the best lob-catching tandem in the country. There, a nice little drop-off for the dunk, so a different version of that.
McNair takes Misi into the lane. And a little baby hook ran over him for the first K-State hoop. About 4 minutes deep. 2-point lead for Baylor in the ball. Dennis looking. Jacoby Walter. Ray J decides to put up the 3. It's off the right side, going out of bounds, but saved there by Eve Misi. Bridges feeding Misi. Misi, 1 dribble, trying to get by McNair. Nice little drop step to lay it in.
Very nice. Playing in the post is about where you catch it and the angle you have. Nice job getting right in the middle of the paint there, and a nice use of his pivot foot.
Barry leaving it for McNair. Too strong with the kiss off the glass. K-State on to a 1-for-4 shooting start from the field tonight. Jacoby Walter stops, back out, none, 3 on the way. Walter can't get it a second time now. He's tied up by Paluma. Possession arrow favors K-State, and we come to a timeout.
Last 2 games haven't been the best for Eve Misi, but he is talented. Only a freshman. Nice little use of the pivot foot. Coming back the other direction.
And then actually went back over to his old friends, his staff of Baylor, and really finished in their prayer. They were joined by Jerome Tang, who also won the first meeting, which was a month prior to that, at Baylor, won that in overtime, so he beat his old team a couple of times, and of course still has the ring from the national championship in 2021.
It's amazing what Coach Tang did in season 1. Of course, it helps when you have a Marquise Noel on your roster who makes everybody look better. You know, it's no surprise what the coach crew, Scott Drew coaching tree, has been able to do. Whether it's Grant McCaslin, both at North Texas, now at Texas Tech, Paul Mills at Wichita State, and others. One thing they all have in common is they're all great communicators. You know, there are a lot of great X and O coaches out there, but connecting with players, communication is one of the things that Scott Drew does best, and it's one of the things that Jerome Tang does best. It was interesting talking to Scott Drew today. He was saying that, you know, they run a lot of the same stuff. Their offenses look similar. They have a lot of the same calls. Like, Jerome Tang carried over the same names of the plays.
It's only natural if you spent nearly 2 decades with the guys, some things are going to rub off.
A heck of a compliment, too.
Tyler Perry. Both teams a bit of a sluggish start here to start things. Now the shot clock's down to 2, so Finister, who's checked into the game at the last timeout, with some help, able to get his own miss, and now a Kaluma 3.
They average 13 offensive rebounds a game, does Kansas State, and that has to work for them. Nice little kick out by Finister, finding Kaluma, and that's when Kaluma is at his best taking threes. His feet set on balance.
Speaking of threes, Baylor has missed their first 4 3-point opportunities of the game. That shot is blocked out of bounds by Carter.
Yeah, it's an offense in the half court that can at times struggle to score. Nice job by Finister staying in a play. And Arthur Kaluma has had a very good season and shot it well of late.
Bridges. That's a good sign for Bridges, who did not have a very good shooting game on Saturday against Cincinnati.
He's only 3 of 16 in their last 3. Hasn't shot it well in Big 12 play.
Able to come away with the rebound that time. Bridges on the move, has Dennis with him. Instead, he's going to take it all the way to the rim and score. Back-to-back sequences resulted in buckets there for Jalen Bridges. Baylor's 6-point lead, reversing it. He don't count the bucket. He stepped on the baseline. No hoop for Kaluma.
Jalen Bridges has not shot it well of late, but he certainly can. Nice job there shooting off the dribble. But this is where he's at his best, when he's attacking. I think when he stays aggressive, driving the ball and on the offensive glass, that's when he can get into a lather on the offensive end.
Bridges in year 2 with Baylor. With the dribble here. Going to get past Finister, drives again and scores. And Jalen Bridges is looking like something you didn't see at all on Saturday right now.
And he had 25 the game before, a career high against BYU. It's consistency, especially from a player that old.
Jarrell Colbert, who was checked into the game from K-State at that last time out, driving to the rim, is fouled.
He's talented. He's become an all-around basketball player. And this is where, when he stays aggressive, he can be really good. He's that mismatch 4, good pick-and-pop player. He's been in this league for a long time. Was the 2021 All-Big 12, on that All-Big 12 freshman team. Started his career at West Virginia. You know, one of the reasons he had 25 in that BYU game is he took 9 free throws.
Baylor's 7-0 run, which was all fueled by Bridges, stopped by a couple of free throws here from Colbert to make it a 6-point game. Will McNair back in the scorer's table for K-State to check back in at the next dead ball. And dribbling from Walter. Bumps into Perry, lost the handle, a steal. Finister finds Perry. Carter going towards the rim, hands it off.
Baylor never got organized for that last possession. Nobody really knew what they wanted to be in. And again, if you turn it over to Kansas State, you feed what they do best offensively, and that's transition.
Dave Carter brings it ahead this time. That's a 3. Cam Carter, and now a 7-0 run for Baylor's been answered by a 7-0 run for K-State. Langston Love off the bench for Baylor. Almost lost the handle trying to get it back. Goes out of bounds to K-State.
They're a good transition, especially if they hand it to them and allow them to get out downhill. They got too many athletes. Nice pass there with Cam Carter. Then Cam Carter gets one of his own. Ball reversal. Cam Carter's what?
Your package to see the Cats host Iowa State on Wednesday, February 28th. Packages include a K-State wine glass, a pregame food and wine tasting in the Shamrock Zone, plus a ticket to the Iowa State game. Visit kstatesports.com or call 1-800-221-CATS to get yours today. Go Cats!
This was very close to being a matchup of a couple of 3-0 teams in Big 12 play, but K-State really let one slip away in Lubbock on Saturday. They had a 20-0 run at one point in the first half. We're up 11 at the break, but an 11-2 run by Texas Tech to end the game, and K-State loses 5-1.
Yeah, it's a crushing loss in a league where to get a road win like that would have been huge. You know, they got out tough a little bit. Jerome Tang telling us they got out physical. Texas Tech was playing at home. That road environment was on fire. I also think offensively, Mark, this team can bog down at times, especially when, you know, these three perimeter guys start to over-dribble. Very much a product of the sum of the whole parts type of a team.
That's 3 travels already called against K-State.
Last year with Marquise Noel, he lifted everyone's game. Yeah, clearly a travel. You know, Noel made everyone around him better, including the head coach. And so this year, you know, they don't have that guy. And so they need each other. And I think that's where role definition and where Jerome Tang is really trying to get this team offensively to understand.
Offensive foul against Baylor. Lee Meese, his second personal. Baylor got out to an 8-point lead. They were up 13-5. A 7-0 run for K-State has made it this 1-point game right now with 11 minutes to play in the first half. Son directing traffic. Caleb Lohner in the game now for Baylor.
Meese's out there with 2 fouls.
Defends McNair. The dribble by Perry with 4 to shoot. Perry bumps into Dunn, shoots over, tried to kiss it in. Tipped by Meese to the offside. Hassan runs down the offensive rebound. Finister from the corner. Too long. Langston Love hesitates, drives, can't get that to drop. Meese an offensive board. None after the ball fake finds Lohner. Another try from Nunn. Stops, puts it up off the right side again. Hassan slowly coming up the floor. Not just getting into the play for K-State. Midway through the first half, K-State down 1. With the trap McNair, they swing it to Perry. Finister can't get up. That's blocked there by Love. He's able to get it back. 3 to shoot. Kaluma long 3. And a foul underneath going against Finister of K-State.
I think there were some questions after the Michigan State-Duke games about Baylor's defense. I think it has been much better. I think they've been more committed to guarding the ball. I think there's a better understanding of responsibility off of the ball. And you talk to Scott Drew, obviously those games, they were tough road environments. The Michigan State one was obviously not good. But he felt both those games made his team better and gave them a clearer picture of who they need to be.
Those being the only 2 losses of the season for Baylor. You mentioned the 24-point loss to Michigan State in Detroit and a 7-point loss to Duke at the Garden in New York. Love has to recollect. Shot clock late again. Long 3. Tipped. Going towards the corner. Saved by Kaluma. And out comes Carter. His pass going nowhere. I think he wanted Perry, but just didn't get near enough on it. Now the other way, a Walter 3 lined up. Lohner comes crashing in. Gets the aggressive rebound. Jaden Nunn gets a little push, grab, and that's going to bring a whistle and a foul.
We've seen some hellacious offensive rebounds in this game so far from 2 teams who do that very well. The other thing Kansas State has done is they've defended the basketball. They've at least made it hard for these Baylor guards to get into the paint. That's what Baylor does best. They space 4 guys around that perimeter who all want to take you off of the dribble and break down the defense.
Going all the way to the backcourt. Love pursued by Carter. Only Finister has left the floor for K-State with 2 fouls after bumping into Colbert. They lost the handle of the ball and it goes out of bounds, and Baylor turns it over for a 6th time already.
And this is as aggressive a ball screen defensive scheme as Baylor has seen of late. They've been given a lot of freedom of movement off of their ball screens. Kansas State's been very aggressive tonight, keeping 2 guys with the basketball, and these guards have turned it over.
Here's Carter driving and scoring. First lead of the night for K-State. Been nearly 5 minutes since Baylor has scored during this 9-0 run for the Wildcats. In the game, his jumper's off the heel. Muro Little. Loose ball for a moment. Kaluma crashed into by Little, and Muro Little just into the game. The freshman picks up a foul. Under 8 minutes to play in the first half. Both teams trying to get a little traction here. K-State up by 1.
Nothing held back. All for the love of soccer.
Baylor has 6 turnovers, and a lot of it has to do with what they've done with ball screens. Coming off of here, they're keeping 2 guys. So Joel Colbert, the big there, is going to come out, and Cam Carter's going to stay with the ball. What's not happening is that short roll. Joshua Johnson has got to stop right at the foul line. And if you're able to deliver into that short roll, you've got a 4-on-3. So far, these Baylor guards have looked small in that double team. And that aggressive scheme from Kansas State, which they have executed to the lead, has Baylor really off balance.
Scott Drew's team has turned it over a little over 11 times per game. Already 6, as you mentioned, so far tonight. It's been a 9-0 run for K-State that's lasted over 5 minutes, as Baylor has missed all 6 of their shot attempts in that span and turned it over 4 times. And a lot of it has been what you just diagrammed there, the aggressive nature of this K-State defense. Cam Carter getting downhill. Couldn't finish it though. Oh, John Wooden with the rebound. Walter leans in, got the contact from Gassan, and will shoot two.
Jacoby Walter, he's really talented. He came into Baylor with the reputation as a shooter, and teams they're flying at him. I mean, they're staying attached. And what he's done, he has adjusted by driving the basketball, and he's starting to do it really well. And there he shows you the ability to get to his spot, shot fake, and get himself to the foul line. Now, he's certainly going to be an NBA player, but if he wants to stick, he's going to have to start showing he can drive it, put it on the floor. I'm impressed with his defensive growth, his commitment there. He's starting to become a well-rounded basketball player.
Making it to the league one thing, staying in the league is another.
You said it, my friend.
It's a K-State turnover. That's their sixth, so each team with a half dozen. Baylor's still looking for some points. It's been nearly 6 minutes since they have scored. They missed their last 6 field goals. And the Dennis miss. Gassan. Going to collect that off the Karam. Perry. Baylor foul. Man, oh man, Baylor has scored from the line, obviously, with Walter, but just cannot get anything going in the half court right now.
And it's that defense from Kansas State. It is activated. It's thriving off of this home energy. And how about this for Tyler Perry to get some easy stuff? He has to work really hard to score his points. I think it's one of the reasons he has not shot a great percentage, particularly from three this year. A little bit undersized. Obviously, he's the focal point of a defensive scheme. And 80% of his shots on the year are threes. So he's taking a lot of long shots, often contested. Good to get 3 free ones from the line.
Perry had a game-high 16 at Texas Tech. 12 of those points came in the first half thanks to hitting 4 threes. And then a quieter second half where they had only 4, took the final shot, which came up off the mark, and they lost by 1. To Dennis 3. Route from the field continues. An offensive rebound, though. None on the drive, and that ends the drought. Over 6.5 minutes without a field goal for Baylor to tie it.
You know, one of the reasons Baylor shoots a high percentage from 3 on the year is that the ball touches the paint, and then they have those shooters space. But Baylor wants the paint.
Paloma got in the paint, then dribbled it off his leg, diving to save it, and that's picked off. Walter ahead for Dennis. Colbert gets back and swats it away. Well, Colbert's come off the bench, giving some very productive minutes to Jerome Tang tonight.
Well, that's one of the things he has done well. He's only played 9 minutes total in Big 12 play, but he has 14 blocks on the season.
Hero Little is going to take the spot of Walter on the floor. On the inbounds, Bridges spinning, turning, and scores.
How about that composure? Good under out of bounds. Didn't get the catch the way he needed it to finish right away. Good job keeping his composure, getting it up there on the backboard.
Jalen Bridges has 9 of the 19 scored by Baylor. He's 4 of 5 from the field and is in a 3. They're only made 3 in 10 attempts so far in the first half. Baylor has shot the 3 overall on the season, Chris, but not in conference play.
Well, the defenses in this league are different, and they don't shoot a high volume. That's why I think the percentage can be misleading.
Out in transition, Dennis trying to get to the slam, with the slam, but it's fouled.
Tell you what, this is how you attack the rim, baby. I mean, this game is not for the faint of heart. These guys are coming at it. What a year Ray J. Dennis has had. He's as good a pick-and-roll player as there is in the country. And I think the more aggressive you can be with him in a pick and roll, the better, as we've seen tonight. The difficulty with that is, again, they shoot it well from the perimeter. But he's shooting 52% from the field. He's averaging 6 assists a game. He's just so dynamic in the pick and roll.
He was a unanimous MAC Player of the Year last year at Toledo, now in year one with Baylor.
A lot of swords for him, though. This free throw there, he hasn't shot it well. He's looked a little passive in the early going of this game.
It's the second to make it a three-point game. Baylor led by as many as 8 early. K-State's had a 2-point lead one time. That's been it. Grassy Carter in the backcourt. They got to get it across and do with about a second and a half to spare. Gassan stopped by Bridges. 5 minutes to go. First half from Manhattan. Sean keeping the dribble. 5 down to 4. Backing down Bridges. Reverses and scores. The guy doesn't score a ton. That was a pretty impressive low post move.
It was. Well, if you call it that.
Got the job done. Dennis circling. Catch and shoot. Bridges off the heel. Long rebound. Not to mirror a little. Baylor now 1 of 11 from beyond the three-point arc. Didn't get that one to go either for Ray J. Dennis. Tough start for him. R.J. Jones, true freshman, number 8 in the game. He's going to launch a three, in and out.
Both these coaches have got much deeper in their bench than they typically have of late.
Bridges having the best offensive first half. He's set back up a little. John Warren bumps in McNair, spins, and with the left hand lays it in.
I'm telling you, this duo that Scott Drew has up front, they are young, but they are talented. They are both really athletic. They play hard. They play hungry.
K-State's going to use a timeout.
This is advanced from Josh Ojanwuna. Nice use of the pivot and that wingspan, just beyond the outreach of Will McNair. Can't touch this.
The Home Depot's lowest bath prices of the year are here. Shop online and...
It's built off of offensively getting that ball into the paint and off of that spacing created off of those drives.
So out of a K-State timeout, let's see what Jerome Tang has dialed up here. Barry, in the lane. Carter with 5 to shoot. Puts it up and scores. Around Bridges.
He's had to create a lot this year off of the dribble. You know, again, when their offense breaks down, those guards for them, Barry especially and Carter, have to do a lot by themselves.
Carter leading K-State with 7 points. Little travel. And for Baylor, their 7th first half turnover.
Cam Carter having a heck of a year. You know, he's upped his scoring percentage by about 10, and that's a high-level move against a really good defender in Jalen Bridges.
Carter had 15 points at Tech on Saturday, hit 3 threes in that one. Guy who is KU's leading returning scorer off that Elite 8 team a season ago. K-State down 1. Their largest lead has been 2 tonight. Walter, number 1 on the freshman.
Baylor did a nice job taking away the initial action. They took Tyler Perry off the ball. We're trying to run him along the baseline. He ends up getting into an open ball screen. Draw a foul on the roll.
Carter calls for the offensive foul this time. Jaden Nunn taking the offensive foul. The charge from Carter.
This is what Jaden Nunn does best. He's got a defensive reputation. Nice job sliding his feet, and you use that off arm. That is a beacon for officials to call an offensive foul.
Just over 2 minutes left. What has been a first half. Both teams still trying to feel their way through it. Kobe Walter pulls up from the right elbow to knock one home. The screen was set by Colbert, but apparently a moving screen. According to our official on the baseline, Chance Moore. It's slow getting up. Jacoby Walter.
Yeah, that's a foul. There's no question about it. Eve Meese's got to communicate better to his teammate that screen is coming. It has been a physical first half.
It's been very high scoring, but very physical, no question. None. Carter right on his hip. Dennis, another late clock. Lob. John Wooden comes down with it, able to reverse. And you see that is, but can't finish. Falling down, Perry dribbles it into the corner. Kaluma knocks down the three. Couple of threes for Art Kaluma. Under a minute to play. Meese has a bullet pass. Able to somehow reverse it, flip it over the shoulder and score and get fouled by Buddy Rich.
Baylor looks for their two bigs, especially as they dive to the front of the rim. Most of the time it's on lobs, but both those guys have had to collect, gather themselves, and use that pivot foot. Really good poise in there from the freshman Meese.
Meese right about a 50% foul shooter this year.
He's a young guy who reclassified, a prolific prep in California, got to Baylor early. He's only been playing basketball for 2.5 years. Came to the game extremely late, so he's just learning, scratching the surface on what he can be.
There's some blood on the ball, and I think it came from Kaluma. He's the one that went over towards the K-State bench with his hand down. So they noticed blood on the basketball.
I mean,
so get out the disinfectant.
Happens when you have a physical first half. The ball starts bleeding. When you have 17 combined turnovers between the two teams, the ball starts to show blood.
Don't make that ball bleed its own blood.
Nobody makes that ball bleed its own blood except this first half.
50 seconds remaining in the first half. Each team has gone 9 deep in this first half.
And that's a big point, Mark, because neither of these coaches have gone to their benches so far in Big 12 play. Only playing about 7 guys each. They've had to go deep.
By the way, they replaced the ball, so that ball's night is finished. Once you get a little blood on the ball, that ball gets thrown out. After a little blood, BC completes the three-point play. He'll head to the bench. John Wooden. Picking up pressure full court. Easily broken by Perry, and then Walter commits a foolish foul right in midcourt, his second.
And you almost got out of the half without putting Kansas State in the bonus. And by committing that foul, you allow 2 cheap free throws to Tyler Perry. Well, we assume 2. Gonna have to earn the second.
He is a 94% foul shooter, tops in the conference. You were not going to jinx him in any way, shape, or form.
Trying to do that's as egregious as you wishing everybody a happy new year today on January 16th. What's wrong with you?
It was a return Happy New Year that was said to me, and it was just being polite. But Perry does what he does so well at the line. That's hit both. Makes it a 1-point game. Ray J. Dennis downhill, stops, spins, back out, Love. Driving all the way to the rim. Langston Love.
I mean, that is a Baylor possession. Really nice kick out. Good find by Ray J. Dennis. And then how about the shot fake? When you play on balance, you can make multiple moves. Really good finish there by Love.
First bucket of the half for Love, and now K-State can hold it for the final shot. Screen from Carter, a moving screen. And now it's Baylor with 8 seconds left in the first half with an opportunity to get that last shot. Second one on Carter.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be set. His feet are a little bit outside his shoulders, but you have to be set. You've got to give that defender some space there, and that's 2 moving screens.
Baylor up 3 with a chance here to add to that. Ojan Wuna scores at the buzzer. And the crowd raining down boos.